This is the common carotid artery on the right side. We're scanning up into the bifurcation of the bulb and bifurcation region. I've magnified the image so that we can see the plaque. Here's the bifurcation into the ICA and ECA. Just knowing that the ICA is posterior in the neck should tell us which one of these vessels is the ICA versus the ECA, even without the need for Doppler. And we can see disease here in the artery. Here's a longitudinal view from the ICA into the ECA, back into the ICA. We can see disease across actually near the origin of the ICA and then a little bit farther up. Surprisingly, there's no color flow change in the origin of the ICA, but as we move the color box a little bit distal, then we see aliasing taking place, and then this mottled appearance or mosaic pattern of post-stenotic turbulence. Also a color defect there. Here's the common carotid velocity. Velocities here are about 75 centimeters per second, peak systole. So now we're trying to move the sample volume right into that region of stenosis. In the origin of the ICA, there's no significant change, but when we get into the region of stenosis, I get aliasing taking place, and it's a focal velocity change from just before the lesion into the maximum stenosis. There's a tremendous increase. I'll change the PRF scale so we're not aliasing. You'll see the velocity scale is much higher now on the right. So I spend a little time trying to identify the point of maximum stenosis. Starting to get a little bit cleaner window here on the spectral display. That's often the sign that you're in the jet stream. And here velocities are 237 and end diastole is 67 centimeters per second. And then, as expected, we're getting post-stenotic turbulence in the area distal to the lesion. Here's the ECA. That was unremarkable. In the the vertebral, mid-vertebral artery, the velocities were normal, but there seemed to be kind of a delayed rise time to the waveform. So we went to the origin of the vertebral and sampled here in color and in spectral Doppler. It seemed to be quite turbulent. Pretty junky flow here. And just eyeballing the velocities on our velocity scale here, velocities are up to 200 centimeters per second, and that's pretty high for vertebral, so most likely a stenosis in the origin of the right vertebral.